right, good morning out there in Tubeview land. Let's see. All right, good morning. All right. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. I'm Ryan. I'm still here. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, similar places. Try to make a few extra bucks online. This morning, got about 5 sales. I've been doing pretty average, I guess. I average probably about 2 sales a day. It's been going pretty okay. Pickings have been a little slim the last few weeks. Combine that with me getting sick a few weeks ago and just slowing down a little bit. It's been it's things have kind of tailed off a little, and plus, like, my real job has picked up, so that has taken obviously more time. But I do have a few things to sell and a couple things to talk about. I've sold and a couple things to talk about today. Had 5 sales over the weekend, and we'll go through that. And I'm going through my brain. I'm probably gonna. I think after the new year, once my current workload settles down, I may focus a little bit on actually putting out, like, maybe more instructional stuff and some more list-based stuff. Like over the new year, after the new year, I may have like my top 25 sales of 2024, something like that. Is something that I'm thinking about. So, if you're watching this and there's something you want to learn about, know about, that I could, how I do things, I've got a few plans, but there's something you want to know, put it down in the comments, and I can help you out. So, let's get on to what's sold, and then we'll go from there. First up, $29 for this. I think I may actually lose a little money on this sale. These options, grab and go, Plano storage boxes. That's a little weighty. I suspect I'm going to lose out on that. It went a little higher. I messed up on that one. So, some you hit, some you don't. I'm usually kicking myself when I get something that big and it's not worth like $100 or more. So, I think I'm going to take it on the chin, but I'm going to ship it. I'm going to get it out and get it out of the way. So, that's what happens sometimes. Everything else I got is going to make up and pay for that, though. Next up, this I thought was going to go for more. I think I saw a comparative, when I first listed it, there were some recent sales that were higher. And then I put this up and it didn't go. So, Advanced Abacus, Japanese Theory and Practice. This one for $19. This may be worth a little bit more, but also maybe economy or whoever, everybody got what they needed or something. I don't know. This isn't. This may have been the only abacus book I've ever found, and it's old. So keep an eye out for something about instruments and devices that are no longer made. Slide rules, abacus, old testing equipment, stuff that is out of date. Sometimes those books still sell because people still may have an old one that they want to use or have a reason they need it. So there you go. Next, skip that. Yeah. This is a box of Hot Wheels fire trucks. And Hot Wheels and Matchbox fire trucks. This went for $15, $13 for 7 of them. 7 used. I mean, little paint wear on them, that sort of stuff. But emergency vehicles. If you're gonna buy a big bin, one of the things I like doing is I like getting big bins of Hot Wheels and Matchbox and other good brands of diecast cars. In any big bin I grab, typically I can find a $10 car in it if it hasn't already been sorted. So a couple 8 to 10 to $12 cars, if not more, are in a bin like that. And then I just sold a batch of just Ferrari and Lamborghini cars for $10, and that was a batch of fire trucks for 13. And there's a handful of collectors out there, particularly Matchbox guys, that love emergency vehicles. And Matchbox makes a bunch of different variations of their stuff, and some can get kind of rare sometimes. So I have sold individual emergency vehicles at times for 6, 8, 10, $15 for a vehicle that it's either a rare color or it's been discontinued or something along those lines. So keep an eye out for that thing. And that thing flipped quick. I mean, within less than a week that sold. So keep an eye out for that, particularly around this time of year, because somebody may have a kid who loves fire trucks, and I guess fire trucks, big batch of them. Way you go. So something to think about there. All right. Next up, my two good sales this week are this is a Brady Games Kingdom Hearts guide. This went for $17. And this is a Prima Pokemon guide. Video game. These are both video game guides for $40. Anyway, and there's a lot of these Prima and Brady Games guides, particularly for current games and some of the modern stuff. They don't sell all that well. Pokemon stuff and RPG stuff you need to pay attention to, and particularly games that are out of print. Older games that are out of print. Your action first-person shooter games, those tend to not sell. But RPGs, stuff where you really need the assistance sometimes, particularly for small side stuff, and you don't want to have to stay on your phone or have a laptop open. You got the book. There's a lot. People can prefer that a lot more. So, and Pokemon stuff, always look out and see if it is worth selling. So, those are really good sales there. All right, latest finds. Okay, modern romance series books. I think these are like fantasy-based series books. Batch of them, and several of them all at once in the same series. Hoping they sell $3 to $5 a book when you lot them up. Maybe a little bit more than that. All right. Now my good find. I finally got through this. Finally got with a buddy of mine who knows about this sort of thing, and he was able to look at it and kind of confirm what I thought. But this is an old Olympus OM1 camera, and there's several lenses in here. And this was like a kit that you would go to a camera store. So if you had somebody you were interested in photography, and you wanted some decent equipment, decent consumer equipment, this is the type of thing they would sell you along with a few things. And this is probably a $400 or $500, if not more, kit when it was brand new. But this is a good higher consumer end Olympus camera. It's film. And film doesn't sell that well, except very specific pieces I found. And this film without this lens is still a $50 to $75 camera, if it's in good condition. With the lenses, I'm thinking I may be able to get $100, $125 for this. So that's probably where my starting point is going to be. With the bag, it's got flash. So, whenever you're at a sale or something like that, I think this whole thing cost me $10. Whenever you're at a sale or something like that and you see old camera stuff, look it up, because you may be sitting on, particularly if it's a brand you recognize, but then the brands you don't recognize are always one of the two things. They're either junk or they're really high-end stuff. So weight is a big indicator. This is not a light camera. And that's one of the things that you can tell with some of the older equipment like that. Weight is almost an indicator of value. So look that stuff up, and if it's in good shape, you may be sitting on something worth grabbing. So I grabbed that, and I've had it sitting for a while, but I finally was able to get. It's nice to know guys too. A friend of mine who's been in photography for a long time, and he knew his stuff, and I think he's actually got two of those cameras too. He's got a small collection of cameras on display in his man cave, and it's pretty cool. So that was probably the biggest find, probably even over the last month. I just haven't been. I may have been sitting on that a little bit longer than that. So that was worthwhile. I'll probably try to get that listed over the next few days. And I got some. Probably need to go through some books and get some of those things listed on Facebook Marketplace. Been doing okay on Facebook Marketplace too, with small sales. I'll throw a batch of books up on Facebook Marketplace in some niche groups, and some niche book groups, and sell stuff for $2, $3, $5 a book. Lot them up, ship them, and do just as well as I would, if not better than I would do on trying to do it on eBay. So that has been that plan. And that's what I'm going to do. So, have a good day out there. Like, comment, subscribe. Again, remind you, if there's a video you want me to do, because that's kind of what I'm planning on doing, some instructional stuff. Going to do some lists of stuff that sold real well. I may do a list of, I've always thought about, these are my worst sales of 2024. Something along those lines. If you would leave a comment, and we can go from there. Have a good day.